Hey guys, it's Nick. Welcome back to Slammer. Hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so you'll never miss out any uploads. In today's video, we're going to show you our top 5 scariest video games of all time. Nothing is more terrifying than watching the naive main character of a video game stroll down a dark hallway with only a flashlight, all while suspecting that there is a monster hiding in the dark. Survival horror games have been around since the late 1980s and early 1990s, with titles such as Atari's Haunted House and Capcom's Alone in the Dark establishing the genre. These 3D-rendered games with puzzles and ghosts demonstrated to gamers and critics alike that the horror tropes of film could be recreated in an interactive manner, and perhaps be the ultimate medium for horror enthusiasts. Many developments have occurred in the genre since its inception. Puzzles have become harder, environments have been more intense, and scares have become more frequent as graphics, gaming engines, and interactivity have drastically improved. Here are our 5 scariest video games of all time. Number 5. Silent Hill 2. There is one series that consistently reigns supreme when it comes to survival horror games. The first Silent Hill game in the series of 12 was published to critical acclaim in 1999. The majority of the games involve an ordinary person as the protagonist in the foggy town of Silent Hill, where strange occurrences are frequent. Silent Hill has little to no firearms, and is more concerned with psychological horror thrills than big blockbuster moments. David Lynch and Stephen King had a huge influence on the plot and sequences in many of the series' early installments. In Silent Hill 2, you play as James Sunderland, a guy who receives a letter from his late wife instructing him to meet her at Silent Hill. From there, things only grow creepier. As he travels into the fog, James encounters monsters such as Pyramid Head, a creature with, you guessed it, a pyramid as a head. The continual aspirations, combined with the atmosphere and score, make Silent Hill 2 one of the most frightening games ever made. Number 4. PT. The game follows a player as he wanders through a series of halls in a suburban house in a loop, with everything altering slightly with each progression. The time on the clock is always 23:59. The player notices blood flowing from the walls, cockroaches running around, and a number of strange apparitions that continue to give us nightmares even 7 years after it came out. If a particular number of clues about the character's background are not revealed, the player is subjected to a jump scare that is pee-your-pants terrifying. Despite the fact that the game is extremely short, due to it being more of a playable teaser than a full-fledged game, it contains so many memorable frights in such a short amount of time that it deserves a spot on this list. Number 3. Resident Evil 4. Resident Evil, also known as Biohazard in Japan, is the most popular horror game series on this list. The original survival horror game from 1996 has generated 5 live-action films, multiple comics and books, and more than 20 video game sequels. In the first game, Chris Redfield and Jill Valentine, 2 STARS agents, are investigating the disappearance of their team members in Raccoon City. They must fight mutants, gigantic spiders, and other foes with limited ammo, and a dwindling health bar. Puzzles scattered throughout the game assist in explaining the origin of the virus that led these monsters to exist, as well as revealing facts about the enigmatic Umbrella Corporation. Though the puzzle elements were discarded in favor of third-person shooting gameplay and crafting in subsequent games, the horror elements that made the first entry outstanding have remained consistent. Resident Evil 4 is the standout here. While it's not necessarily the scariest game in the series, it is widely regarded as one of the best video games of all time. Furthermore, the game's bosses are terrifying. Ramon Salazar's final form comes to mind and haunts our nights. Resident Evil 4 is a stressful, horrifying thrill ride of a game, despite the scarcity of ammo. Number 2. Alien Isolation. Isolation, by far the best video game based on the Alien property, is set 15 years after Ridley Scott's landmark sci-fi picture. Amanda Ripley, Ellen Ripley's daughter, arrives in the Nostromo to discover what happened to her mother. Alien Isolation, unlike the other games on this list, has only one antagonist. The player is chased and hunted by the infamous extraterrestrial. Amanda is armed with many weapons, but none of them have the power to kill the creature. They can only momentarily stun it, giving you enough time to flee. You can sneak about, hide in lockers and vents, and utilize a flashlight and motion tracker to find the xenomorph. The graphics and lighting effects on display here are quite stunning. In fact, Creative Assembly created an entirely new engine to support these features. This game is a must-play for fans of the flicks, or just horror experiences in general. Number 1. Amnesia: The Dark Descent. What could be scarier than having only an old-fashioned lantern to protect you? In Amnesia: The Dark Descent, the player character named Daniel is armed with an oil lantern and the occasional tinderbox as he hunts for clues about his history in a Prussian castle. Daniel, as the title implies, has no knowledge of his history, only a note instructing him to assassinate Baron Alexander. Amnesia takes the wonderful sanity effects from Sanity's Requiem and dramatically improves on them. Amnesia brings horror to the player with its physics-based puzzles and disturbing sound design. There isn't much time to catch your breath when you're being chased by monsters and looking for clues to your past in a castle that seems to have a mind of its own. Amnesia: The Dark Descent is a delight to play for those who enjoy a great gothic scare. And with that, we end today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to give this video a huge thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Till then, peace out and have a great day.